Hey, what's up? It is yours truly, Tazz Daddy, and wanted to take a minute, do another video for you. Every once in a while I do, well, quite often I do a lot of um, celebrity joints, interviewing folks, finding out what they have to say, whatever the case may be. Did Bow Wow's video today, which was cool. Shout out to my man Bow Wow. Um, but I really care more about what it is that you have to say. Forgive the darkness. It's a little late here in the office, and they haven't fixed my other skylight there, so it's a little dark. Sorry, bear with it. So I asked you guys what it is you wanted me to talk about, and I had some really interesting responses. I don't really feel like doing a whole lot of political stuff now because I do that all the time, and it gets kind of old. So I didn't want to touch the Obama thing right through here. I'm trying to make sure I don't give any product placement. Damn that! You gotta cut me a check to see if I'm drinking it. But Scarlett, oh no, you didn't, says Taz. Well, I was having a conversation with a girlfriend a few days ago who was totally annoyed by her mother in law. She said the lady is totally overbearing and old and basically on her last nerve. My friend went on to say that she also slipped in that her mother in law suffers from multiple sclerosis. My question is, if someone suffers from a terminal illness, does it mean that they don't have to follow the rules of common courtesy? And should the people who have to bear this BS have to keep their trap shut because the person is ill? For some reason, I immediately thought of you while my friend and I were talking. LOL, go figure. Well, Scarlett, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing that you thought about me when this whole situation came up. I'll put it to you like this. My grandmother's 87 years old, and my grandmother has always spoke her mind about whatever it was that was on her brain. It's just the kind of woman she was. I remember walking into the living room recently, maybe 6 months ago, and I said to her, I said, Mima, I was like, wow. As I looked at my mom and my aunts and uncles in their graduation cap and gowns from, their respective graduation years, I said, man, you really produced a lot of kids. And she said, well, me and your grandfather had a lot of sex, baby. I'm like, take a spike back to my ears, But I mean, she just keeps it real like that. Sometimes old people keep it real, and sometimes people just really get out of pocket. So the name of this video is just because you're almost out of here and your time's almost up does not give you a license to be an asshole. MS is something I will never joke about. I don't like to joke about people's illnesses. That's just not something I particularly find funny. I will say, however, that sometimes when people know that they're old and know that their time is up, they tend to behave differently. Just like when people behave badly because they know there aren't any consequences. Look at famous people; they do it all the time. When I went to Temple University, we had the worst football team in history, and they were on scholarship, and you couldn't tell these guys that they weren't the greatest thing since sliced bread. The problem was that they walked around like just cock of the walk, cutting in people's lines at the cafeteria. One of them had ripped off. I had one of those dry erase memo pads on my door. Ripped that damn thing off. It just gets on my nerves, man. What I would tell your friend Scarlett is that as an adult, if she is an adult, and I'm assuming that she is an adult, um, you gotta check that shit. And I'm trying my best to turn over a new leaf and not cuss as much, but you gotta check that shit. Really. There is no need for anyone to be disrespectful to you. There's no need for anybody to be nasty to you. And see, there is a misconception out here. And I had to learn this the hard way because I was one of these people who cared what you thought. I'm not that person anymore. I truly believe that what you eat don't make me shit. And if you don't like me, if you're upset about something, oh well. But what it sounds like is her mother-in-law is probably not a fan of hers. And with mothers and sons, it's a real interesting dynamic. I mean, I went through this with my ex. Nobody was ever good enough for Cookie Anderson's baby boy. Hell, nobody's good enough for Cookie Anderson's oldest boy. Like, a mother and her sons are different. So she probably just does not like you because you exist. And she may be one of these sick mothers who takes attention feels like you're taking attention away from her relationship with her son. Um, Telling that to your friend Scarlett. I would say that she really needs to check her, as an adult, woman to woman, very respectfully. Like, look, I don't like the way you make me feel. I don't like the way you come at me. I think you hide behind the MS and use that as an excuse to treat people any old kind of way, and not even people, just me. And I'm not having that. You know, I'll also equate it to something that we all can relate to because not everybody knows somebody with a terminal disease or terminal illness, but we all know somebody who either knows they're getting ready to be fired or they're quitting to go, be with somebody else or go for another job, whatever the case may be. They tend to act real extra. They tend to just really act a fool and be dumb with it and say, oh, well, I'm just, yeah, look, man, negative people, man, it's such a waste of energy. It really is such a waste of energy. And I tell people all the time, concentrate on the things that you can control and to hell with the things you can't, you know. So when people act crazy and whatnot with me, I just look at them like they're stupid. And I keep it moving. Because here's the thing. If you love me, still Taz Daddy. If you hate me, I'm still Taz Daddy. If I'm with the chick that you wish you could have, I'm still Taz Daddy. If you call my mother a bitch, I'm still Taz Daddy and I'm going to slap the taste out of your mouth, but I'm still Taz Daddy. See, the thing of it is, I love me. And there's nothing that you can do to stop me from loving me. Okay? And a lot of times, Scarlett, what I want you to convey to your friend from me, or if you let your friend see this video, please let her know that you don't give people that kind of power over you because once they have that power over you, they own you. They're your God. You're worrying about how they feel. You're worrying about what they think. You're worrying about how they operate and how they're going to perceive and view you. And if that's the case, I'm telling you right now, you're going to be in a world of trouble for the rest of your life because God, them, in your world, because when you put somebody and give them that much power over you, they are your God. And God is jealous and he don't like that. So what I need you to do is recognize who's really in control, who really is in control of your life other than you. And that's the real God. So get some peace about you, take back your self-respect, act like an adult, face your mother-in-law head on and say, you know what? I'm not going to tolerate this. Seriously. And if your husband sees that there's an issue between you and your mother-in-law, he might want to holler at that situation and handle it accordingly. Because for all we know, you could be out of pocket. It's a possibility. Sometimes you might have come at her, you might have sucked your teeth, you might have come up in there with some whore hoops on. You never know. You could have interrupted her Metamucil Young and the Restless time. You know how them old women like to watch their stories? It is what it is. The bottom line is you have to be responsible for you. No one else can make you feel anything that you do not allow them to feel. But I'll tell you one thing, all of you allow me to feel wonderful about my life, and I appreciate you wholeheartedly. So God bless you. Y'all know where to find me, TazzDaddy.com. Right now, if you go to the cruise tab at TazzDaddy.com, you can register. It's a $25 deposit for the Tazz Daddy Comedy Explosion Cruise. It's going to be crazy. We're going to Cozumel, Key West. It's going to be a real good time, September 1st to the 5th, 2011. Looking forward to seeing y'all chopping it up. And I probably have copies of my new book, Common Sense Ain't Common, with me, along with my second book in the series, Common Sense Ain't Common, in relationships. So get ready for that. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Leave a comment. If you hate it, if you love it, please leave a comment. I love y'all. Deuces.